Once again, very good evening to you. My name is Don McGurgan from Sweet Omagh Town Internet Radio, and I'm joined
by Declan Ford, also from Sweet Omagh Town, but living on the outskirts of Omagh.
You're still in import, Declan. You're not the real Omagh.
Oh no, not. I'm an import. And
how long do you have to be in the town or from the town to?
About 300 years, I would reckon.
Well, we just about made it then. Right.
Well, you know, I came across a little print by a Dublin artist called Harry Kernoff. And Harry Kernoff, believe it or not, did an illustration of two men drinking in a pub in Dublin. And somebody from Hollywood saw this and thought, one of the characters, that's the face I want. And they were creating a character called Mr. Spock in a series called Star Trek.
Wow.
And this guy took the Harry Kernoff image of this drinker and they just developed that into the Mr. Leonard Nimoy look as Mr. Spock. But also in the print, the artist has written the name of every pub in Dublin behind the two characters.
How many pubs were in Omagh at the peak? There's not a quiz question, but I guess there's at least, I could maybe in the early 30s, 32, 33 possibly.
My goodness, Bogans.
Aye. Mary Eras.
Agatigans. The Bear's Paw.
That's right.
O'Kane's. MJ's.
The Wine Lodge.
Well, there's
Monument Bar.
The Monument Bar.
The Dolphin Bar.
Charlie McAleer's.
The first and last. Let's stop.
You've obviously been around a lot of them.
I've been around a few, that's right. That's right.
But the pub life, you know, has changed really dramatically.
That's when you know, I suppose, yeah, you're right, it has changed because people went into pubs to be, I suppose, for civility and for peace and quietness and you know, it had a different atmosphere than it is today, and you knew who was in charge of the bar and stuff.
Oh yeah, you know, and there's the lovely old poem by Flann O'Brien from Strabane, who's better known as Brian O'Nolan, was his real name. Mm-hmm. And the first verse goes something like, it's called a pint of plain. When things go wrong and will not go right, you do the best you can. When all looks dark as the hours of night, a pint of plain is your only man.
It has to be pulled by a good barman.
Exactly. I remember the late Stephen McKenna telling me about witnessing pints of Guinness being poured, or porter as he called it, pints of porter. And these would sit, and he says they couldn't actually lift them off the counter, they had to slide them off the counter.
Yes.
You know, otherwise they probably would have gone.
Yes.
Lovely. But I remember being in Mary Yarrow's, down just opposite actually where Tommy McKernan's
record shop was.
In that vicinity.
That's next door to it.
And
there's still a pub there today, isn't there?
There's the Cat and the Fiddle, I think. Okay. But it was Mary Yarrow's that day, and that was subsequently Larry Strain's.
That's right before that, yes.
But Mary Yarrow's, it was going back, and it was almost even pre-Victorian.
Yes,
you know, it was. It had a wonderful atmosphere.
Yes,
very much. I mean, a man's pub.
Yes. Our guest on the programme tonight is Micky Duffy.
Oh yeah.
Micky would have worked a lifetime in the Hogs Head.
Yeah.
And then I think Omagh Town Football Club possibly. And from right then he obviously finished his bar trade in the golf club.
Right. Yeah.
And Micky has kind of come out and have a chat with us. You were obviously away producing plays on Carrickmore somewhere, and you weren't able to join us, but we forgive you.
Well, I was producing a play actually by John B. Keane, a play called The Field. And John B. Keane had a pub in Listowel, and his detractors would say that he listened to his customers and took their stories and then wrote them as his own. You know, I think that's a wee bit of typical Irish begrudgery and jealousy. But a barman's like, because my grandfather had a bar in Downpatrick and Killock and in Ardglass, County Down, and I think it was a tough life. It was a tough life, you know, because you have to be a diplomat, you have to listen to the woes of some of the characters, and also you have to be quite disciplined as well,
Yeah. And have good people skills.
oh, completely,
You know.
absolutely.
And that's missed in a lot of young bars today. I think that's probably, you know, you go to a bar and you shout and you have to get a drink. But
Yeah.
if the right barman's there, he can hold the discipline.
Oh,
Say,
yeah.
look, you wait your turn, he's first, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not just a free for all.
But the good barman is actually watching
Yes.
and just
Reading the room.
he reads the room,
Yeah.
you know. And you think that some of the characters we interviewed, Eddie
Quinn. Yes.
Quinn,
Yes.
and his stories about the pubs in Omagh during the war, oh, they were fascinating, weren't
They
they?
were indeed. They were indeed.
You know.
Indeed. Aye. And you know, that's as it is. And sadly, Omagh has lost, as a lot of towns have lost so many of their pubs, and they're a dying breed, aren't they? Technically.
Oh, completely,
Yeah.
completely. You know.
Well, Micky gave his life to that, and he was in the golf club, and then he became the captain of the golf club, and is at the moment, and still out meeting people and talking to people as well, and does the odd day here and there for the odd barman as well. If someone wants a day off or 2 days, Micky's brought in maybe to help out in different bars as well.
Lovely. Well, I look forward to hearing his story.
Right. In the meantime, Mr. Ford, enjoy your pint of Guinness.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I mean, Guinness, not pop.
As it slides off the counter.
Talk to you later. Bye. Micky, thanks for coming out to have a chat with me. I do appreciate it, kid.
Absolutely no bother at all. Good to see you.
So, let's start at the beginning, I suppose. Do you remember your earliest memories of Omagh when growing up, or what's your earliest memories of town?
I was born in 1953 on the Town Road. So went to school in a wee country school, which is Culmore, wee three classroom school. It's now the St Joseph's Band Hall hut, you know. And I remember, and in that day, that's a very busy road now, lots and lots of houses on, but in that time there's no houses on that road. There might have been half a dozen on the road, you know, and we thought it was a way walk out to school, you know, but nowadays it's a minute, 2 minutes in your car, you know. But anyway, the headmaster was a gentleman called James McGowan, whose brother Frank, well-known Omagh people. They owned Gents Outfitters in John Street, where Sally O'Brien's is now. And one of the other teachers was Miss Agnes Mossy, whose brother Paddy was a very famous wee man in the Omagh pantomimes and all. He was a butcher.
There's Paddy there.
Mossy, yeah.
He's fun.
Very famous wee man.
Yeah.
But my main memories in school are, it was lovely because it was a mixed school too, you know. It was Celtic and Protestant, a wee country school, you know. It was lovely. And I remember when I was ready to leave it, you know, we did the 11 plus. There was only 5 of us in the school did the 11 plus, you know. And believe it or believe it not, I was the only one that passed it. So off I go to the Christian Brothers, wee lad, you know, not knowing much about the town out there, and I kind of drifted a bit at the Christian Brothers. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but there was no academia or anything in the history of the family, you know. So I thought I just went along there for 5 years, did O levels, did alright, O levels too. But at that time, my dad was originally from Dundalk in County Louth, you know. His parents emigrated to America when he was 1, left him with his granny in Louth. He came back to Northern Ireland, but he stayed with his granny till he was man big, as opposed to earning the wage and getting was sent for up to Omagh. So anyway, he'd always been a big fan of the Dundalk Football Club. It was in me too, and there was a firm of painters from Omagh working in Dundalk. Now my older brother Martin was working for them, so he said he could get me a job. So off I go to Dundalk to learn my trade, as the saying goes, you know, for me £3 a week, you know. And I had to come home every weekend to give £2 of it to my mother. But anyway, you know, I was only coming on 16, so this weekend I was up and dancing A&F. What a romantic place to meet your future wife, A&F, you know. But anyway, I met this wee girl from Barra who was nearly 16 as well too, and well, I suppose the rest history, you know. Dundalk got, the weeks in Dundalk got shorter and shorter. I ended up back in Omagh full time, and I got married when I was 19.
Gosh.
Which is lovely. I was nearly 20 and my wife was just over 19, nothing more, you know. So absolutely great. Now, leaving school, I suppose you could say, some people would say in later years, do you regret it? I don't really, you know. I've got over all that long ago, you know, simply because I've had a very good life. I've no complaints, you know. Life's good for me, I have to say that, you know.
Yeah.
And I carried on painting for a number of years, but I started doing bits of bar work part time, and this is where luck comes in, and I found my niche. Doing the bar work, just that was made for me. I was made for it, and that was made for me. I just found my niche. I loved every minute of it. Absolutely loved it. Worked in a few bars here and there, worked in Knock Na Moe in the hotel and what have you, know. And then, I suppose 10, 15 years later, the rest was just hard work, you know, going along, starting your family and all that there. It was just hard work sort of thing, you know. But then I was doing a bit of part-time work in the Hogs Head for a man called Jimmy Friel, who a very famous cousin. Jimmy was the first cousin of Brian Friel, the playwright. He had his father owned the pub before him, and then Jimmy took it over. So I started to work then full time for Jimmy, and some of the boys left, so he made me the manager. And I was very lucky. The Hogs Head at that time, the best bar in Omagh. Absolutely flying, absolutely wonderful bar. It was very, very busy, but it was a pleasure to be there, you know. And it left me that wherever I worked, I didn't like quiet nights. I enjoyed it more when it was busy, you know. Now, on a Saturday night in the Hogs Head, for example, it was only one big room, but there'd been 6 barmen working. And it was a strange one simply because Phil was the sort of a guy, any other publican, there was 200 people in the place, like, would have had you staying on to 12:30, 1 o'clock, 11:30 on the dot. He demanded you close up at 11:30. He demanded it. And it was like a family. Right. We used to have great nights. We had music 3 nights a week, but the entertainers were the boys. Yeah. The late Paddy Phillips and his brother Sean. They used to play there at least once a month, maybe, you know.
Yes.
We'd have been closing the doors in the Hogs Head, a pub at about 7:30 at night. People would have been standing on tables and all and dancing around all there. It was lovely. And the beautiful thing about it was we never needed doormen, managers, nothing like that. We never had a row. We never had an argument. Do you know what? Looking back on it now, it was easily the best pub in town. It's still the best pub I've ever seen in Omagh.
Remember John Taggart playing there?
Yeah. Crazy, walking along the bar singing. Up on the counter singing.
Yes.
But we didn't even realise how good it was.
Yes.
But looking back now, it was incredible. Absolutely. And people still talk about it. And I'm out of it 30 years.
Yeah. One of the first pubs to have an off licence as well.
There's no doubt. Yeah. But people regard me as the Hogs Head.
Yeah.
I'm the Hogs Head man.
You're the face, yeah.
You know, and that's 30 years ago, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you how good it was. There was a family used to come in, and that's it. A gentleman called Tony Barton and his wife Anne. Loveliest people. Really nice people. But they came in one day and I was having my tea and I'll never forget, I was eating a raw onion sandwich, which I like. And Anne Barton, who was a darling of a woman, absolute dote of a woman, she said to me, I can't believe you're eating that, Duffy, I just can't believe you're eating it. She started to bring me in raw onion sandwiches for me tea, wasn't it lovely? Like the busiest bar in the town.
Right.
Just, God be good to her, she's passed away since, you know. But they're just beautiful memories.
Wow.
And we used to have a lad from the town, we had, Brian McCann used to get up and sing and he was great, but we had another lad who went to a special care school, Micky Duffy. And Micky used to get up and sing, and he was an absolute legend. He was a star. We had 3 girls in the bar, 2 Turbits and 1 Pritchard.
Yes.
They used to get up and back, and they were called the Hogettes. These girls used to get up and sing it in the microphone behind them, you know. Wow. But it was, even yet, I'm amazed by it all. Absolutely amazed how good it was. I can't get my head around how good it was. It was a superb bar. You know.
What went wrong in Omagh? Tell me. What has happened?
Well, could I just finish off?
Yeah, please do.
I'll tell you, I'll go on ahead a wee bit simply because myself and Jimmy Friel now, we crossed the line from employer to employee. We became very close friends, very good friends. And I'm just going to finish off talking about it by saying one thing which still moves me to this day. Jimmy passed away a number of years ago,
yes.
And he had 3 sons and a daughter, big lads, you know. But his wife Pat, who was absolute lady, I can't speak highly enough for a lady. They asked me would I carry his coffin with his 3 sons.
Wow.
You know, which I did, and I'm even getting emotional now thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? But. Wonderful, isn't it?
Isn't it wonderful?
It's a wonderful memory, isn't it?
Yes,
you worked for someone for years.
Yes.
His family asked you, would you carry his coffin?
Well,
isn't that lovely?
That is a lovely gift.
Lovely from them.
Yes.
Yeah, it really was. You know, it moved me. You know, and even yet, but I can't speak highly enough of him. I can't speak highly enough of the pub.
Yeah. I know.
Thinking about it now, I love it.
Love it.
Great bar. Yeah. And as I say, John Taggart walking along the counter, up on the counter, I was trying to serve pints for him, and him on the counter with the microphone in his hand singing. Yeah. You couldn't make it up like.
That's what makes Omagh though, isn't
absolutely
it? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for a small rural town, it has more talent in Omagh than you would have got anywhere else in 6 counties.
And you see, the entertainers, we called them the Phillipses.
Yes.
They just tore the house down every night.
Of course they did.
I could have put them in every night.
Yes.
And they would have done it, you know what I mean?
Remember, Ian McPeak played with them as well.
Ian McPeak played with them too, yeah. They were the Pieces of 8.
Yes.
In that time, you know.
That's right.
And it was such a good bar. I had nights in there that I'm going to name drop a wee bit here. Artie McGlynn, Brendan Quinn, Cahill Hayden, boys like that. Yeah. Used to do nights for me in there. Right. No money.
Just for pints.
You get a couple of pints, you know, the boys enjoyed the crack in that there. Like, we're talking, as far as Irish music goes, we're talking superstars here.
Yes,
boys, you know. They used to come in and play for nothing. Wow. Enjoy the crack. Marvellous, wouldn't it? But anyway, as I say, all good things had to come to an end, and that's the way it is, you know.
Yes.
I went to work then. It was Jimmy sold the bar. and another fella came in, and he was grand. I worked for him for a while, but it just wasn't the same.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't. It could never be the same again, you know. So I went to work for MJ's for a while too, and MJ's was more an off license with a bar attached. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was at the weekends there, it was labourers you needed, you know, because you were firing out so much alcohol to make the off sales. It was incredible. The off sales was about the size of your toilet. But there was two men on off sales all night long.
And you could halfway down the street.
Could halfway down the street, one bagging, the other man doing the till, and a guy underneath you in the cellar firing stuff up at you, you trapping all over. But great experiences too.
Right.
I then went to work in the way in for Micky Duffy and his brother Ignatius. It didn't last a year, and that not their fault or mine, because they were lovely to work for.
Yeah.
But I was approached by people from Omagh Club,
Yeah.
who asked me would I come and run the bar for them, you know. So the golf club's a difficult one to turn down. There's no way you were turning it down, like, you know what I mean. Signed up to the golf club, and I worked in it for 25 years.
25
as bar manager, just almost for 24 and a half to 25 years, you know.
Yeah.
Made an awful lot of friends about it.
Yeah.
Life was good, everything was going well.
No late nights really compared to what you would have.
Had you late nights, though?
Had you?
Any gods amount of them?
No, it's not locked up.
No, any gods amount of them. Quieter in the winter.
Right.
I used to do maybe 70 hours a week in the summertime.
Wow.
And 20 in the winter time, you know what I
Right,
mean?
okay,
You know, because
yes,
there's
yes.
nobody playing golf. But
Right.
I loved every minute of it too.
Right,
Now,
mm-hmm.
wasn't a golfer myself, but I stayed working until I was 69. Like, you know, I stayed on, and when I retired, they gave me honorary life membership of the club. You know, so it means if you ever want to play golf, away you go, take it up, blah blah blah. And at the end of last year, just they came and asked me would I consider being president of the golf club this year, you know. So I took that on too. I thought it was lovely to be asked. It was an honour to be asked, you know. There's very few golf clubs that the barman gets to be the president.
Well, isn't it right
It wouldn't
enough?
be happening in the wild lot, you know.
No, it wouldn't be.
So my year's nearly up now. I'm finishing about 10 days' time, you know.
Right, okay.
But I've had a ball, you know. Life's been good. I'm still very happily married to the 16-year-old from Berra. And I've got two sons, you know. One in Omagh, who's a school teacher, one in Australia, who's an electrician, you know.
Okay.
And life's good. I'm a very, very happy man.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted that Mr. McGurgan here has invited me along here to do this.
Oh, you're
Now,
very welcome.
since I retired, another wee thing I took up was singing a little choir in the chapel. You know, I sing a mass in the chapel. You know, I'm no great singer, but I enjoy it. It's lovely.
That's
sit in the background and sing away. Anything you want to ask me, Donald?
Not at all. You're going good.
What do you
Tell me
think?
about Micky Ward at the start, because you mentioned you served the time with Micky Ward.
I did. I shared my time with a gentleman from Omagh called Micky Ward.
Yeah.
And
Who owned Knock Na Moe at the time?
he bought Knock Na Moe one time, and I did part-time work in Knock Na Moe, and I'm not joking you, that did 4 nights a week in Knock Na Moe. We'll see 3 of those nights at the weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There'd been thousands of people there.
Yes.
You know, if I always used to say that when you're behind the bar, if you looked out at the crowd, if you threw a match out, it wouldn't hit the floor, like. Not a chance. And all the big guys, I got to know Big Tom and all these people, you know. I didn't enjoy his singing, but he was a very nice man, you know what I mean? Like a lovely fella, you know. But what I used to do was, there'd be 12 of us maybe working behind the bar on a big night, and what we used to do was, in those days, for half and we had wee stacker glasses. You used to pull maybe 100 vodka.
Just
Before
how
it started, like,
just
you know,
how-
all you had to do was put ice in them, you know. Everybody would have done it.
Right.
And because guys came to the bar and maybe asked you for 10 because they weren't getting back to the bar. There was too many there, you know what I mean. But again, an experience, you know, it was great. Absolutely great. You know, marvellous.
Wow.
And Micky's dead now too, I'm afraid, you know. But he did very well at the painting too. He was a very successful man. He
Yeah.
painted all over the country, you
Oh,
know.
he did indeed.
And he had a lot of men working for him at one time, you know.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I enjoyed that too.
There you are.
Like I say, I'm a very lucky man. I've enjoyed my life, you know.
Well, you know, this is the thing about life. I think you have to make your mind up.
Of course you do.
You know,
Of course you do.
I think you have
Yeah.
to decide. You know, it's not the number of times you get knocked. It's
Not
getting
at
back
all.
up. That's
right.
the secret, really,
That's
isn't
right.
it? You know.
And I always say, I think I said, when I used to come home from Dundalk at the weekend because my ma had to get £2 out of the 3, you know what I mean? But I always say, my dad was a labourer in the council, you know, and I've always prided myself on this from him. You know, we mightn't have had a lot of money, but he taught me manners.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's lovely, like, you know. And I remember when he died, there's a big crowd coming to the wake and that, you know. And the one word that sticks in my mind is, everybody used to say to me, God, your dad was civil man. That's nice, isn't it?
Lovely. Yeah.
Isn't it a nice legacy to
Well,
leave?
you know, the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
No,
Mickey, you're
but
well known
people
in the town and well
people
respected.
say civil, you know what I mean?
Yes,
It's nice, isn't
yes,
it?
I know what you mean.
But anyway, that's
Yeah.
basically Micky Duffy's history, you know. And by the way, passionate music fan,
Yeah.
if you want to hear this.
Oh,
like, you
do,
know.
yeah.
I grew up with music. My father was a massive country and western fan.
Right.
All American, didn't listen to Irish country at all. I had no time for it whatsoever, you know. So I grew up from a very early age, I'll tell you what, adoring Johnny Cash. Absolutely adoring him. So when we were at school, we had this thing after school. where we all used to bring in LPs and we had a couple of hours and we used to play music and what have you, and everybody had different tastes, and the boys used to laugh their heads at me. I can't believe you like Johnny Cash. So, one musical head, I'm now 72 as I said, so about 5 or 6 years ago, one musical head, I'm not mentioning.
Name and shame, go ahead.
Barry McCullough. Barry came to me one night outside the shop and he says, I need to talk to you. I said, what is it, Barry? He said, see when I used to laugh at you with Johnny Cash at school? I said, yeah. He said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You were right. I have always maintained Johnny Cash, probably, in my humble opinion, probably the most important singer of the 20th century.
Yes.
Because everybody liked him.
Right.
People who like rock and roll like Johnny Cash. Opera lovers like Johnny Cash. There was always a song or two there, you know.
And a songwriter as well.
Absolutely. People liked him, you know.
Yeah.
So then I progressed on and I discovered a gentleman called John Prine. Right? I discovered Chris Christopherson before that, obviously magnificent. But see, when I heard John Prine, I thought, oh God. He was 1920, I think, when he recorded his first album. The songwriting was incredible. Sam Stone and Donald and Lydia and that stuff. Absolutely incredible. And I'd loved him for years. And he came to Ireland on tour one time. He actually married an Irish girl from Donegal. And came on tour this time. So all the boys said, but you're going to see Prine. It was actually in a hotel in Letterkenny, Jackson's. I said, yeah, I'll go down. So when I came back, the boy said, the only way I could describe him, the boy said to me, well, did you enjoy it there? I said, nobody has any right to be that good. I said, I can't believe this man was that good. So anytime he ever came to Ireland after that, I went to see it.
Yeah.
But I know Donald here is a very strong musical man. Me and him go back a long way with music, you know. I've got a playlist in my car and you wouldn't believe some of the stuff it's on. I've got AC/DC are on it, Rainbow are on it, the Rolling Stones are on it, but Shirley Bassey's on it too, Andre Rio and his orchestra are on it, you know. Andy Williams is on it.
Eclectic mix of music.
John Prine and what have you.
Yeah.
You know. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
The Wolftones are on it.
Yes.
They are. And I think Tommy Byrne's the greatest Irish singer I've ever heard. Lead singer of the Wolftones. I just adore his voice. Perfect diction, everything's right about him. I just love him to bits now.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about what he sings.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Doesn't matter what he sings.
Yes.
He's just a beautiful
He's got
singer.
the talents there.
Fantastic singer, yeah.
Yeah.
The other great passion of life, football. Absolutely. From I was 7 years of age, I'm ashamed to admit it this season anyway, you know, but I'm an absolutely passionate supporter of Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Right. Okay.
All my life, loved this team.
Yeah.
After my family, Wolverhampton Wanderers, I have to say, are probably the greatest passion of my life. There's no question about that.
Have you seen them?
I went to see them the first time when I was 19,
Right.
which is 53 years ago.
Right.
And apart from COVID, I've been there every year since.
Have you? Yeah,
I
good.
must have been in their ground 200 times.
Ah, lovely.
And you see, every time I went it, I still get that hair
Do
come
you?
up in the back of
Right,
the neck. It's
right.
still there, I never lost that, you know.
Right, okay.
And thanks be to God, I don't know how it happened, but it passed to my son too. I don't know how that happened, you know. But he goes with me now too, and it's great.
Great.
But a boys' time together, me and him go over and stay overnight, you know. It's
Right,
great, you know.
okay.
But yeah, football passion. But I'm really not one of these fans who would fight with you or argue with you about it. But I remember in the 70s, Wolves were bad. They went right down to the 4th division.
Yes.
First, second, third, fourth.
Right.
I was there for every
Well, you took
everyone.
the hits and all, yeah.
My team's my team. That's the way it is, you know.
Yes.
Great passion, you know.
Yes.
Now, I think I nearly bared my soul here. I don't know what else he wants to hear. Maybe he's got some questions for me.
That's all. No, I think at the end of the day, looking back on life, you know, you're at an age now when you can look back on life. You know, have you any regrets? You think? Would you say?
I can't really say I have. Maybe a wee slight one. I probably should have stayed at school, but then I think to myself, you know, would I have enjoyed my life any more than I have?
No. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I don't believe I would. Like
Yeah.
boys used to say to me, I can't believe you got married at 19. What is that about, you know? I'm very happily married 52 years
Yeah,
later.
great.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Life's good, like,
Yeah,
you know what
this
I
is it,
mean?
yeah.
I have absolutely no complaints. She mightn't agree with that, if you asked her, like, you know.
We'll ask her when we see her.
There
Okay.
you go. But no, I have absolutely no regrets for my life at all. I
Right.
can't see it at all.
That's
no,
good, that's
no.
good.
There's lots of things. Everybody's got things they would have liked to have
Of
done.
course,
But
definitely.
you know, you can't
Yeah,
do everything.
yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
happy. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of great holidays. I've seen a lot of countries. I've seen plenty of football. I've been to loads of concerts. Life's good.
Yes.
No, I
Yeah.
have no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah.
I have a nice house, I have a decent car, and I get a holiday when I want it. Sure, life's good, isn't it?
What more do you want? No.
None whatsoever.
And almost still very much your time.
Almost my town. I've lived no all my life, except for a couple of years in Dundalk. Like, and that wasn't really living there because I was home at the weekends. You know.
Aye, yeah,
But yeah, almost my town. I'm an Omagh, born and reared.
Yeah.
And my wife's from Berra.
Yes.
She's only 6-7 miles up the road
the road.
anyway, you know.
Yeah, it's just not
and
good.
she's lived in Omagh 50 odd years, like.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I've noticed it. Well, I won't be leaving Omagh now, and I never had any great desire to move away from it.
No,
you know what I
no.
mean? Like, why would I?
No.
Always been good to me.
Yeah, I remember talking to Guy's church shortly after the events in '98, and when the bomb went off in town, and he said that when he was a young man he couldn't wait to get away from Omagh. When he saw how well the town managed itself after the bomb, he wanted to come back because he realised that had formed his character.
And, do you see after the Omagh bomb, every county in Ireland, the 32 counties, they all ran a big golf competition, right? And the winners from the 32 counties came up to Omagh, and they stayed in Omagh for the weekend, and they all played golf in Omagh. And 2 days out of 48 hours, I shouldn't be saying this in case anybody from listen, but out of the 48 hours, I think I worked 46, you know. I didn't get home.
Right, lovely.
But it's what people do, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, it is indeed. It is indeed.
And it was the guys who came up with the idea and thought of it were actually from Newry. 3 lads from Newry came up with this idea, and they sure now. And I'll tell you, I was in Wolverhampton one day, and after my 46 hours, a gentleman in Omagh called Robert Johnson, he owned a gentleman in Wolverhampton. He knew a gentleman in Wolverhampton. He owned a paint and paper shop. He was a director of Wolves, so he knew I was a big Wolves fan. I was sent over to Wolverhampton, myself, my wife, my 2 sons, for this game as a thank you for theirs. So we're out on the pitch before the game in the centre circle with the Wolves owner at the time. It was a gentleman called Sir Jack Haywood, who was a very close friend of the Queen's. Wow. But he was from Wolverhampton, he owned the club. So we're right before this here, you know. We're getting tours of the ground out there by Rachel Hayhoe Flint, who was the captain of the England ladies cricket team, who was director of Wolves as well too. But anyway, the story I'm going to tell you is a lovely story. After the game, Riddle Lounge and Mark McGee, who was the manager of Wolves at the time, his wife took my wife down to meet the players' wives and all that there. Keith Curley was the captain, took my boys down to the dressing rooms and what have you not there. So I'm on the lounge and I'm sitting at a table. Now I know you're going to say he's not here, but trust me, this is the truth. There's 4 people at this table. There's me, there's Mick McCarthy, who was managing Ireland at the time, you know, he was watching one of the Wolves players, but he had brought that Irish team to play in that golf competition for Omagh too, you know. Bev Bevan, who's the drummer of the Move.
Sure.
And are you ready for this? Robert Plant.
Oh, wow.
Robert Plant is a fanatical Wolves fan.
Is he?
Absolutely. He's honorary life chairman of Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Right.
He's a fanatical Wolves fan.
Right.
Robert Plant. And I'm thinking back, and I keep thinking, and I've told lots of people that story. In those days I had a mobile phone, I couldn't take photographs. But Robert Plant has got off from the table, he's walking the bar, just picture this. And he's going, what did you say you wanted, Mick? Was it a pint? Man, yes, please, Robert. You couldn't make it up, like, could you? You just couldn't make it up.
You had to pinch yourself.
You know, you just couldn't make it up.
Yes.
Now, Robert Plant recorded a CD one time with Alison Krauss.
Yes.
Went platinum.
Yes, another one, yeah.
And whoever made it, the company, the record company, wanted him to go on tour.
Yes.
He refused.
Right.
And you can check this.
Go on.
He was going to miss 2 Wolves games.
What's that the reason?
Yeah. And he said, didn't need the money, wasn't going to miss the Wanderers.
My God.
He loves them nearly as much as I do. What a guy. But isn't it a great story, that?
Isn't it just? Yeah.
What did you say you wanted, Nick? What do you say to Robert Plant? In musical terms, it's Magic God. Like,
yes, it is. It is indeed.
But it's lovely things that happen in your life.
Isn't it just?
Isn't it just great altogether?
Right.
Absolutely marvellous.
Looking back on the golf club, how different was it working there from working in the Hogs Head? Say, was it a different atmosphere?
Totally different, yeah.
And you rose to that difference yourself?
Absolutely. But do you know what? I'm not. Please don't think I'm blowing my own trumpet here. No. I kind of moulded the golf club into my shape. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do indeed. I do.
Because, well, Donald, you know yourself. I'm a people person.
Of course you are.
I like talking to people. You know, that's what I do. You know, and 99% of them, I love them. Like, I get on like a house on fire with them. And it's a very strange situation, you know, because I remember going in one day and I'd had a wisdom tooth out, right? And I was in agony for this wisdom tooth. And this one of the doctors, a member, came in and said to me, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Yes, I got a wisdom tooth out there. It's very, very sore." I said, "Come on in the snooker room." The snooker room was behind the bar. And he pulls out the pen with a wee light in it, shone it into my mouth. He says, "Whoever did that for you is perfect. It's a perfect extraction." He said, "It's only going to be sore for a couple of days." Do you know what I mean? So he went away. He said, "You'll be fine." He came back about half an hour later with these 2 tablets and a glass of water. He said, dissolving tablets, destroyed them. And he says, "Here, drink that there. You'll be fine."
Wow.
Isn't it lovely?
Oh, for real.
Isn't it great?
That's not lovely.
Absolutely marvellous.
You know, yeah.
And you know what? It's not something you would abuse, but I could talk to doctors.
Yes.
I could talk to solicitors if I needed a wee bit of advice.
Sure.
I could talk to accountants. You know what I mean? You wouldn't abuse it. You wouldn't impose yourself on these people.
No.
But you're there a while and these people will be very glad to help you.
But that's a gift, Mickey. That
It's
people,
lovely.
it's a gift you have that you don't even know you have that gives you a great added strength.
And it's lovely, as I say. Now this year I'm coming to enemy term, and they made me president of Omagh Golf Club. Now Omagh Golf Club's flying. It's a massive club.
You seem surprised at that.
I was surprised at it, you know, to be honest. Well, it's not the sort of thing that happens in golf clubs, is it really, you know?
Not normally.
But it has changed, like, you know. Now, Omag's got 800 members. That's kids, ladies, families, a lot, you know. Yeah. It's a very, very big club.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what they did this year. There's the captain and the lady captain are the important ones. I'm the figurehead type of thing, you know. Yeah. So I must admit, I'll name them for you, you know. Tony McCann was the captain, and Paul Gallagher, Dr. Gallagher, was the lady captain. They did everything that was asked of them. Left me. I got an easy ride on you. They used to ring me up and say, Micky, there's a crowd coming up from this year. You wouldn't come up and say a few words to them or something like that. No problem. I'll stick the blazer on me and I'll come up and all that there.
Right, okay.
I would go up and I'd press the flash and I'd chat to people. We got 40 new lady members. She'd say, we're having a wee coffee even for ladies tonight. Will you come up and say a few words and that sort of thing? Being now a barman, you see, you're comfortable doing that.
Of course you are.
It's okay. I mean, I wouldn't have stood in front of them half times with a mic. I went around their tables and sat and had a wee chat, you know. And
yes.
That's good, like, you know, it's good. I must say, I was very surprised they asked me to do it. I'm delighted they did. I regard it as a great honour. And it's almost over, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
There you are.
I really did.
Well, what advice would you give to a new captain?
What advice would I give to a new captain? Or new president?
Oh, sorry, president.
New president.
Yeah.
He's there. I said to him, before the first meeting we had, I said to the captain and lady captain, I said, look, I'm here to support you. Anything you want me to do, just tell me. If you've got something you want to push forward, just come to me and I'll back you. And if you can't do something, you can't make something, you know, just call me and I'll do it. A couple of times maybe their teams come out or something. We used to see the teams off, you know, when they were going out. Maybe the captain mightn't make it and they say, there's team going out on Wednesday, any chance you no, well, that's what you do. But I was there strictly as backup. I regarded it, you know. Yeah. And you pose for the photographs and all that there. As I say, you come up and you chat to people. Now this Sunday, for example, before I go, we had a wee under 13 team this year that won a couple of trophies. And it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely. So what we're doing is, I think there's 6 of them in the team. We're giving them lunch on Sunday with their parents. And myself and the captain and the lady captain will come up. We'll have our blazers on. We'll sit with them. We'll chat to them on there. And it's lovely.
That's lovely.
It's very, very nice indeed. It really is. Very, very happy. It's a wonderful golf club. Absolutely wonderful golf club. I mean that.
Yes.
It's absolutely. It's a pleasure to be a member of Omagh.
Yes.
And it's going from strength to strength.
As I
say, we've got nearly 800 members.
Lovely.
That's a big club, like.
That's a big club.
It is a very big club altogether, you know.
Yeah.
It's great to see it, isn't it?
It is.
And like, we've lost a lot in Omagh.
We have.
You know, we've lost a lot in Omagh.
Yes.
If you want to say this, you know, at least the golf club's thriving.
Well, that's one of
from strength to strength.
Well, that's one.
It's one wee positive for the town.
It is indeed.
It
is indeed. God knows we have plenty of negative over this last few years.
We have far too much of it.
Yes.
Far too much negativity, and it eats into people too, doesn't it?
It does.
I know people who've lived in Omagh all their life and they're saying, "I wish I'd have moved away from here." And I was saying, "What would you do that for?"
No.
What would you do that for? Yeah. You could be in a lot worse places than Omagh, couldn't you?
Oh, it is. It is.
You know, and as you said earlier on, there, seeing the time God at the bomb.
Yeah.
Why did the town get together for that?
Oh, they really did.
Oh,
yeah, they did indeed. Do you know, I've always said this, and I never really made it public, but I always think there never was a right town for that to happen in, but Omagh was the town that could have taken that because the community relations was always good in this town.
Yeah, it was.
You and I discussed this maybe at an earlier stage that Omagh was one of the few towns where I think people are not afraid to meet strangers and have a different outlook.
It's great.
Great to do.
It's absolutely great. Yeah, it really is. You know,
yeah.
And people. I think people, well, maybe I've been lucky where I've worked all day, but people don't judge you that much either, do they? I don't think so, you know.
Well, people don't judge you. And Omagh people, if you take like maybe Artie Lynn walks up on the street, people would have shouted at him.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he had to take that and enjoyed it because, you know.
You see a wee thing myself and Artie had?
Yes.
Me and Artie were friendly in the bars and that, you know. He never called me Micky, he called me Michael. And I never called him anything but Arthur.
Was that?
I don't know why. We just got into the habit of it. He'd say, "How's it going, Michael?" And I'd say, "Arthur, what about you?"
Is that strange?
It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
Always called him Arthur.
Yes.
And he always called me Michael.
I called Declan Ford Mr. Ford. Because it was teaching things.
Absolutely, yes.
You know. Yeah. No, it's strange how those things can happen.
And in the golf club, one of our past captains, I got to know very, very well, very friendly with him. Was very at the time of the bomb, he did a lot of good work too. Mr. Pinto,
yes,
the surgeon.
Yes.
So I started working in the golf club, and you know your place. I'm old school. I've been manners. I know my place. I never called him anything Mr. Pinto. He wasn't even doctor. He was Mr. Pinto.
Yes.
And after a while, he called me. He had this great habit. He called me Maestro all the time. Still does, you know. And he said, "Mate, Maestro, why did you call me Dominic?" And I'd say, well, if you're happy with that, I'm very happy with that place. So from then on, it was done. Like.
Yes.
When I retired, the guy who came in my place, I said to him, just a wee word, Mr. Pinto will be about it, just call him Mr. Pinto. When he feels right to tell you to calm down, like, it'll be good, if he does. You know what I mean? But gentleman too.
Yes.
He's 88 now. He's 88 now.
Is he indeed?
He's
Right,
88
good.
already.
There you are.
Something love.
Good for him.
Fair play to him. But you meet people like me, you meet people like us, and you find, it's good, like, life's good with these people, you know,
Yeah.
it's lovely, like, you know.
It is.
No bother whatsoever.
Right.
No bother. And you can talk to them, you're on the same level as them and all that there.
Yeah.
Life's good, as I say, I have no complaints about my life.
Not at all.
I'm a happy camper.
Yeah. But I think you make your mind up to be as happy as you want to be yourself.
There's no question about that, no doubt about it at all.
Yeah.
You and I go back a long way, don't we, really?
We do.
Chris Farlow, out of time.
We're getting out of time, all right. But anyway, we enjoy that sort of music and stuff. And I mean, I love Omagh. I love.
I know you do.
I've been recording oral history for Omagh since before partition.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I see the people coming through. I see the second generations coming through. And you and I can remember the Wine Lodge.
Absolutely.
Not many people in the town would probably remember. I remember that bar very well. Brian O'Kane had it at the time, and then the late Eddie Quinn was the downstairs bar, and then you had this Wine Lodge upstairs, which was well ahead of its time for
No
Omagh.
doubt. And you see, when I said to you about the Hogs Head, that's 30 years ago, but it hasn't been replaced.
No.
It hasn't.
No.
But I think COVID nearly finished the bars. Another thing that didn't help the bars too, people don't take kindly to stopping the smoking. Did not help the bars either, like, you know. Now, I don't smoke.
I don't smoke either.
But lots of people do.
Yeah.
But I find, even in my last years in the golf club, if we had a big function, we had a smoking area at the back.
Yes.
Not that many people used it. And I stopped even selling cigarettes. Would you believe that in the golf club? They weren't selling for me, so I just stopped selling them, you know.
Well, that's it. It's one of those social things that people like to do, and it's always associated with bars and stuff. And likewise, I don't smoke myself, but I've no issue with people who want to smoke.
No, me either.
You know,
me either.
Doesn't be. I'm not
Not
a
at all.
smoking policeman.
And I suppose it's a bit funny for a barman. Lots of them did. I'm not even a drinker. I take a drink, but it's a couple of pints, you know what I mean? I like a pint, and that's it. But if I didn't get one for a month, it wouldn't cost me a thought either, you know what I mean? No, that's the way it is, like, you know.
Yeah. Isn't it strange how we start? And somebody said to me one time, I was interviewing them, they said they spent the first half of their life looking forward and the second half looking back. And you know, the more I look at it, it's not true. We do spend, you know. It is. But I you know, sometimes when you look at Omagh as it's changed, and it has changed because every town has to change. It's Omagh was always a great entertainment town.
It was, those days are gone.
They seem
You see, the pubs don't be doing business so much now either, you know, since COVID, you know. A lot of people open wee bars in their backyard and that sort of thing, you know, put up wee huts and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad about it because Omagh's gone downhill terribly. Not the people.
No.
Just the town.
The town itself.
You know, there's not that much in Omagh anymore, you know. The people are still there and the people are good. I've no problem with that at all. And Omagh people will always be good.
Yes.
It's just in the making, and that's the way we are, you know. But it's sad to see the town going down the way it is. You know, shops closing and stuff like that. And we're the county town after all, like, you know.
We are, yeah.
It's very sad to see that, you know.
You know, if I could tell you who was in business no more in the 60s and 70s better than I could now.
Yeah, of course you could.
I don't go up on my town. I've nothing there. There's nothing there to bring me into town. I don't know.
Do you know what my wife said to me the other day? We were driving through the town. She said, "Isn't that sad?" She said, "There's only one bakery in Omagh. There's a wee bakery in Mulligan's in Bridge Street."
Yes.
She said there used to be 4 or 5.
That's right.
There's only one.
That's right.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, just a wee simple thing like that.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, but it is what. And suppose a lot of shops have all been replaced with charity shops, and that's just to do with revenue and paying taxes and stuff like that. That the owners can't make it viable.
No.
But
it's sad. It's very sad.
But you know, in a skill, I work in both towns, as you know. I've been in a skill fairly often. It's not as bad as Omagh.
No, it's not at all. Not at all. Well, they've got tourism and all too, you see, haven't they, you know, which helps too, like, you know.
Of course.
But they got the hospital, they got the different things, you know. I remember when I was working too, before I went into the bar game, and the housing executives closed down now. They employed a lot of people.
They did. Yeah.
And many did the electricity board employ now? Very few.
Mm-hmm. No, there's nobody there now at all, no.
You know, there's not that many ancillary workers in the hospitals anymore and stuff like that.
No, at all.
And all those things have gone, like, you know, and it's sad, isn't it?
That has, those were the glue that
kept... The housing executive and the electricity board were big employers.
They were. Yeah.
They're gone, like.
Yeah. And the Trump-Man Hospital is a big
gone, big time, yeah, gone too.
And, you know.
No, it's very sad.
Yeah.
But I suppose, and I think that annoys me at the minute is every shop I go into now nearly, it's self-service, you know, to tell out there, and I think that's only taking away somebody's job too, like, isn't it? You know, and you see if I go into a shop, I like to chat to people. You know, I've got one of Peter McBride's bar beside me. I've been in the girls as friendly as hell.
Yes,
I've been, you know, that's great,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, I know.
We've no banks no more hardly anymore.
No.
I'm AIB, First Trust, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. Now, see when I go into the credit union,
Mm-hmm.
I walk in there and people say, hello Michael, how you doing? Great, how are you? If I go into the bank, nobody even looks at me, people ignore me, and I'm thinking, hello,
Yeah.
how you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I know what
it's
you mean.
terrible, isn't it?
It's strange. I was in a shop the other day, and I like you, I use cash where I can, but
Yeah.
not sometimes I have a credit card or a cash card.
Yeah.
But sometimes I use cash. I give the girl whatever it was, I give her £10 and a 50p to save her change coming back, and she looked at me. She says, "I don't know what to give you back." Because we were taught multiplication at school.
Of course you were.
You know, I thought, I says, you don't know. No, she says, I really don't know. She says, because she says, when I ring this up on the till, it tells me what change to give you, or if it's a credit card, then you swipe it.
Yeah, and you see when the tills come in the bars with the credit cards and all too, these young boys used to say to me, how come you can count quicker than the till? It's just, that's all I've ever done. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like this thing if I go up with a trolley full of stuff, just say go there and just scan it yourself. No, I'd rather not if you don't mind. Like, I'd really rather not.
No, you'll talk to somebody.
Let's just stop there. Like,
Well, you're saving their jobs.
You are.
If you thought about it.
Trying to anyway,
Yeah,
you know.
well,
Yeah.
it.
And funny, I went into Lidl or Lidl, call it what you like, the other day, and I got a few things, and they've got this WhatsApp app thing that you blah blah blah, and you get any discounts that are going on.
Sure.
I have it on my phone, but it didn't work for me, and probably me, you know. And I have to say, I'm even going to mention his name. There's a young lad working at a Lidl called Michael. I don't know his second name. You talk about a nice lad. And he said to me, this isn't working for you. And he tried a couple of times. He said, tell you what I'll do. I'll put it through in mine. Maybe I shouldn't say it because you make it on the ball for that there, you know. But you talk about a nice lad.
Lovely.
And I thought,
that's it.
fair play.
This is it.
Delighted to, I'll talk to you again, you know.
Yeah,
Delighted to see
but
you.
you'll go back there.
I will, and if I see him there, I'll go to him, you know.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I think that's a gift that we have here. And I think, you know, there's people are afraid of AI and what's coming down the road and stuff. But I think, as you said in the start of this conversation, civility and manners are easy carried.
Very important.
Aren't they?
Oh,
You know,
I made and golf club, Hogs Head and all that there, I made about 100 more kids through my hands, you know. People come to me in the golf club and say, look, Mickey, my son's going to college. So you wouldn't take him on for a couple of nights and he'd make it a part-time job in a bar when he's over. I said, I have no bar whatsoever. So anyway, I used to say to these kids, I say, look, I can show you how to pull a pint in 5 minutes. I can show you how to pour a gin and tonic properly in 5 minutes. But I can't teach you how to talk to people. You know, you need to learn that, you know. I'd say, just listen to me, just come on you with me, you know, and chat away. So even it's only about the weather.
Yes.
You need to talk to people.
Yeah.
You must do it.
Yeah, funny, when I started in hospital radio many years ago up in the South Tyrone and Dungannon, Buddy Sweeney, I'm not sure if you remember.
Comedian?
He worked in Ballycassane's before he passed away. Buddy was the station manager. And likewise, he just said to you have to get out. You not be a disembodied voice back in the studio. You have to get out and talk to the clients. And I didn't like it at the start, but I realised how important it was.
Absolutely.
But Jimmy Sloan's lad came to me in the Omagh Hospital Radio to do the same, and I sent him out to see people. Now he's a producer in Radio 1,
right.
and done very well. And I sent a girl over to see him because she was very keen on radio, and he took her, gave her 2 days around Radio 1 and met anybody she needed to meet and stuff. And he said he remembered me telling him to go out. He said, and that's even if you look at huge audiences, they got to know that you need to get to know your people.
There's no question about that at all. No doubt.
But that's
I go down the street on a Saturday here, maybe with my wife, and every second person, I mean, I'll go, how's Mickey? Stuff like that. And she'll say to me, here's what I haven't a clue.
Yeah.
But they've been in the bar sometime. The bar's packed, and they'll say to me, what do you call it, barman? Mickey, Mickey's your friend for life.
Yeah.
You have to talk to people, you have to be nice
I know
to
what
them,
you mean. But I think, you know, at the same time, you have to have a certain self-esteem in yourself to be able to hold people from abusing that position as well. I think you've got that, Mickey. I think to be truthful.
But you know, I'm quite a modest man. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, as I said to you earlier, I found my niche in the bar game. I was born to be a barman. That's just it. I know that.
It feeds your soul.
Eh?
It feeds your soul.
There's no question, 100%, like, you know. And boys have asked me since they're retired to do bits and pieces to work from, would you come on this night or that night? And it's lovely to be asked, you know. But yeah, I loved every minute of it. I know people who did the bar work their lifetime hated every minute of it.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah, you are.
Great. You don't know. Some bars you don't know what you're going to see the next day, do you? Sometimes you wish you did know before you went in. But there you go. Listen,
right.
I'm standing here now, I'm a wee small man. I never had no hassle. Nobody ever hit me or anything, so I'm all
Yeah,
right.
you can buy all right. Yeah, likewise.
Life's
You know.
good.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think that gift to be able to work with people, and I think it comes from your childhood. It comes from
it does.
Yeah.
As I say, you might not much in life, but your parents taught you manners.
They did.
And how to behave. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and it's great. We should be very grateful to them for that.
Well, I think we do. Because you used to think, you grew up maybe, not have as much as other people and various things like that.
That's right.
But, at the end of the day, we had what we had.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's right. And I always say, didn't do us any harm.
Not a bit.
You're fine, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You didn't dislike your parents.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Life's good, you know what I mean?
No, when I look at people who have, who've done very well, and like yourself, I know a lot of people who've done very well in life and stuff. I'm so thankful just that life for me has given me everything that I wanted and
what
more.
Do you need?
What
more do you need? As I say, I've said it a few times. I'm a very happy man.
Yeah.
I've no reason not to be.
No.
I've got absolutely nothing to complain about.
Thankfully,
I'm happily married. I've got a nice family. Life's good. You know what I mean? You can admit it.
But those are things to value.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And, I think when you know the price of things and you know the value of things, they're two different sides.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
There are people who live their life totally on a value structure, but their house is not worth X number of pounds.
No,
they don't feel
that's
good.
Right. That's right. And do you see my line of work? You're about the same at the moment. What you've been doing for years now. I met some lovely people. I made some great friends.
So did I.
Yeah, sure, marvellous. It's great.
You wouldn't change it a minute of it at all. But it is what it is.
And if there's anybody listening, I just want to say this gentleman here mugged me in the chapel last Sunday. I was singing in the choir in the chapel. He came over and mugged me after.
I thought I'd heard enough music. I said, "I'll go talk to this guy." No, actually, see, this is it. I could do that with you, Mickey, and you didn't bulk it. Not at all. I just
very nice. I'm telling you, it's very nice to be honest. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm very grateful.
It is. I mean, this is just an audience for Omagh people, but it does. We have listeners. I'm not going to crow about the number of listeners we have.
No,
we have a lot of people. There's no.
And people I've said to. But say, let me know when it's on. You know what I mean? They're going to listen to it.
It'll be something to do at Christmas. Because sometimes you back home at Christmas, or you switch off the TV at Christmas at night, or you're out for a walk.
Yeah.
They can hear us having a conversation.
Yeah, you can let me know when it's going.
But I think somebody said to me one time, "This is real." Do you understand?
Yeah,
sometimes
we're
fed so much in the media of spin.
That's right.
At least people know you, they know me, and they know what we're talking about.
I know the two boys in Chandler. That's great crack, isn't it? Two boys getting on.
Not a barman in sight. Oh dear.
Nice
But and Mickey, before we finish up, is there anything you haven't done that you'd like to do now? You still have if you need sort of
I always had one ambition. I wanted to go to New York City. And I've been in lots of different countries. I have a son in Australia. I've been there. I've been like everybody else nowadays. Yeah. It's easy to get around the world now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And three really good friends, man. You probably know them. Dr. McMahon, Martin Woodhead, and Martin Turbot. Last year for my birthday, the four of us went to New York for 5 days.
Great.
Absolutely marvellous.
Wow.
Walked everywhere. Never took a cab. We just walked everywhere and saw the whole lot of it.
Did you see the whole thing?
I had loads of things I wanted to see and I saw them.
Wow. That's one of my bucket lists.
That's good. Yeah. And as I say, I'm 72 now. If I don't get out far abroad again, sure, that's okay.
That's okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
right,
I'm fine.
okay.
My health's pretty good. I go to the gym twice a week and I'm feeling good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you enjoy the challenge of singing in the church and stuff, Mickey?
It is lovely, aye. And see, I'm not a great singer. I'm really not. But for a year and a half there, I was only man in the choir. I got another fella now. I know Anthony McGrath there.
Yes, I see him there.
And the ladies are lovely. They're beautiful people. They're religious and they go to their church and it's lovely. And we've a wee WhatsApp group and they send each other lovely wee messages and all that there. It's just great.
Great.
And it's very well organised. Would you believe the girl that runs this girl called Bernadette Devlin?
Right.
And Bernadette on a Saturday sends us a WhatsApp with all the hymns we're going to sing the next day, and we Google them or whatever and practice them and away we go. We're ready for Sunday morning. That's good.
Fantastic.
We're going early on a Sunday morning and run through the programme and then you're ready to go. It's nice, isn't it?
Isn't it?
And I've always looked on it. It's giving something back too, isn't it? It's nice.
It's not an important thing in life to people give some.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Or boys, just see me. I'm trying to get the slate clean before I go. I'm doing my best here. But no, I really enjoy it. Good. I didn't think I was going to. I was nearly afraid to go.
Because?
One of the girls, Mary Freeland, does he feel
no, does
Mary went to school on my way and we were talking one day and she says, Brian was saying, I need to get him out a bit more since he retired. She says, you're Michael Kinson. He says, why didn't you come over and join the choir, Mary? Didn't you see too? She says, God, he could do that, all right, blah, blah, blah. So the first day I went over, I thought, I'm away here doing it, but they make you feel very, very welcome.
Great.
It's lovely.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Well, you'll bring in other people with you because your enthusiasm is infectious. People will say,
it's lovely. It's lovely and I'm enjoying it.
Good.
And I would encourage anybody that could sing it, but why would you not do it?
did you fear retirement because you'd worked so much of your
No,
life?
I was ready for it.
Right.
It was my decision and I was ready for it. Now, I could have stayed in the golf club to now,
Yes.
but I was ready for it, you know.
Yeah.
And Maureen and I, my wife, you know,
Yes.
we talked it over and we talked about it and I was going to go when I was 68, but then nobody, so I stayed on for another year, you know what I mean, like, you know. And now the golf club wouldn't have sacked me or anything like that. They wouldn't have put me out to pasture, you know. They'd have kept me, I know that.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And I was ready for it all, you know. I started work at 16, I was 69.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I'd never been unemployed. Never. 53 years steady, like, and I thought, you know, it's time to go, I think, isn't it? You know? Yeah, time to go.
Yes.
So, no, I don't regret it. And I slipped into it. Everybody thought I would miss it, but I just slipped into it like a hand in a glove, you know.
Great for you.
Very easily, you know what I mean? And you see, you mightn't believe this, but there'd be many days in my house at maybe a 5 or 6 in the evening. My wife and I'd be sitting there with our pyjamas on us, you know, watching TV, and that's it for the night.
Fantastic.
It's good.
That's what life is about.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking about it, and you'll be sitting relaxing or something, she'll say, God, I meant to do this, and I'll say, sorry, I'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine, you know.
Good.
Grass needs to be cut, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, life's good. I'm very happy. As I say, I'm very happy, man.
Very good.
I'm glad to be unhappy.
And many's the gay night, from dark to daylight, I spent with people of high renown. But with all their splendour and heaps to spend, sure, my mind would wander back to Omagh Town.